If you as a lawyer don't understand the basic fundamentals of sales, it's going to be really hard for you to acquire clients and even keep clients along the way. So basically what I have to go over with you today is what I'm calling Gerben's 5 fundamentals to legal sales. First is that you need to be extremely accessible during the sales process. This means that if a prospective client calls you, calls your firm, and has a question about a potential legal matter, there needs to be a way to get back to that person immediately. An existing client of yours, you can manage expectations. You can say, you know what, I'm so sorry. I'm going to be 24 hours later in getting back to you than I thought because of X, Y, or Z. Something came up. That client's always going to understand. It's the prospective client that won't, because they don't yet have that rapport with you. They're not yet committed to you. So getting right back to them, making them feel comfortable that you're very good at communication is going to be critical to getting them to sign up and be a client of yours. So the next point, which is use phone and not email, is sort of a supplemental point to the first one, if you will, but it's so important I wanted to separate it out. Email answers questions and phone calls build relationships. Developing a relationship and trust is critical to someone selecting you as their attorney. The more you can develop a relationship during the sales process, the more likely it is they're going to select you because you're the nice, friendly voice on the phone as opposed to the guy that's just shooting them an email back with a simple answer to a question. So point 3 on my list is be a human. And what I mean by this is that most lawyers exist in some weird world where they don't know how to talk to regular human beings anymore. So we went through 3 years of law school and all of a sudden we can't speak normal English. And when you get on the phone with a prospective client, you're talking in all sorts of, technical legal terms to show them how smart you are. And that's fine if you want to do that a little bit, but make sure you're being a human and make sure you explain things in words that people can understand, that people that didn't go to law school will understand. And if you're able to do that, you're going to find that you're going to have a much better connection with the prospective client. The next point on my list is to be a good listener and have empathy. In negotiations, there's this idea that you should be quiet a lot so that the other side will want to just sort of fill the empty space. And I believe that's true in the sales context as well. Obviously, we want to talk, we want to provide information and things like this, but there's a point where you just need to be quiet. Let the prospective client fill that empty space and you will find out what is concerning them and then address that specific concern. Think about the person's situation. Think about what they didn't know before the problem occurred. And have empathy and explain that empathy to them. And having that little bit of empathy and stopping and explaining you understand why they would have done something and not making the client feel bad is going to, again, build that trust in you. It's going to build the likability that you have with the client, much more likely for the client to come to you and want to use you as their attorney. My final rule of sales is you need to follow up and you need to close. If you just wait for people to get back to you, you're probably going to not be in business for very long, or you're not going to develop that client base for your law firm.